The diabetes has a main basic cause. In spite of the supposed extraordinary reached medical scientific knowledge, it has never, however, been possible that this science has been able to locate and to reveal the real provocative basic causes of this serious illness, well known in the world like diabetes, because although as all the other more serious acquaintances in common like they are the cancer and AIDS, etc., the origin causes could be attributed to the general human survival culture that without never well to have noticed we have adopted in a relatively mistaken way negatively dominant, starting in principle with the feeding, like the base of feeble origin of all something different classes, also to the cultural congenital hereditary transmission. The truth is that apart from this and those that can be considered like causes of acquisition and origin of this illness, that it is also for frequent cure of other incipient ones with residual artificial medicine or even for sexual infection. It exists another that is without doubt the main logic cause of the so common is the acquisition of an every time bigger quantity of people in the world, being constituting the biggest and more common of all, and due to the so common general fact of excessive frequent alcoholic or enervating ingestion, and cure the well-known hangovers with more of the same one or other also negative residual product, be it solid or liquid, whose effect is exactly similar to that of the also residual negative medical production. Because nobody can deny that in fact the alcohol means very concentrated negative liquid energy in the composition, because properties of an elaborated fermentation process of same decomposition, whose when being ingested, that is that immediately begins to make the fellow, to discompose him, as much in his conscience as in his practical attitude, whereas then, when the intoxicant ingestion is finished, although relatively drained by the organism, and after it passes its effectiveness, remains another and integral leaves behind certain residual proportion of the same one, constitute indeed or organic and conscious contamination, that it increases to the already held the time excessive that is ignored to possess. And whereas then, comprehensible is that to be tolerated those hangovers, with the common habitual fact of also ingesting some drink again alcoholic or other product also negative, what happens is that such again ingested negative concentration and absorbency of the positive energy power, it suffocates or it impedes the obliged cleaning work that which withdraws of it, it tries to make the same organism to try to conserve a better and healthier balance for the fellow's better future stability. And whereas then it's not difficult to understand by the one, twice, and so many times done that wrong cures and impeded cleaning fact, but almost immediate satisfactory reliefs result, such a contamination will remaining in a more ingrained, adherent way struggler, engrossing this way the worse and bigger entire fellow's contamination, until later or early to be gotten a diabetic result that already in fact is an evident excessive organic energy absorbency of the positive and provocative of thin feeble subconsumerism, whose consistency is already the evident serious immunologic decomposition, unable to contain the contagious sickly advance toward other organs and regions, and maybe begun destruction, and by that cause of most unbearable pain, whose this self-organic curious process provokes, we not to come to get it, by for that to opt for the medicine. Being an evidence, the effective likeness with what equal makes the artificial medicine, the one which in complicity therewith, and basic necessary habitual concepts of our survival culture, they have made it possible in the enormous collective world proportion, so much for the one transmitted congenital hereditary infection for the defenseless children, as well as in a total inadvertent relative way to the by force exposed consort, as well one can developly to test, but equally to assure that it can be naturally cured in an absolute, permanent, definitive way, with a natural one simple process already also written for the same author of this development signaling, whose by its general knowledge as developed principle and already known cause, in a lot it will be contention factor to the biggest world's this illness incidence, and for whose most formal publication of so useful and extraordinary complete information contained in the work is asked is publishing to world's relative authorities and editors.